Hey, welcome everybody to Ridiculously Raw, the most must-see show on YouTube today. Hello, friends. Your ridiculously over good brother Nate Blair here, joined as always by good old MF Michael Fletcher, Michael Bullock, the Phenom. Unfortunately, Dee Woodson will not be with us this evening because of, she's a little under the weather this evening, so we want to send out our best to Dee Woodson, our condolences to her. So she'll be in our prayers tonight. We're going to dedicate this show to her tonight. So this one's for you, my friend, from all of us. So, um, gentlemen, I'm hoping we can, really move here tonight. So, you know what I mean. So, let's dive on in tonight. Of course, Monday Raw was live this evening from, of course, the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Night 3 of the 4-night over, if you will, over Saturday night, SummerSlam last night, Raw tonight, and oh my goodness, wow. Enjoy this one, my friends, because from next week going forward, we're going to be in big trouble. So I'll elaborate on that later. But for right now, let's just enjoy the goodness that was this week's edition of Monday Night Raw. And one other interesting observation here: no stage announce table tonight. Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Jonathan Coachman were working ringside this evening, um, which is only fitting because the last time Raw was at the Barclays Center, they worked ringside. You remember the infamous 25th anniversary of Raw back in January. So they were there tonight at ringside. Pretty cool to see. So, but I'm sure the stage announce table will probably be back next week when they go to Toronto. So, all right, now let's get into the action. Started it off with the new Universal Champion, the big dog, Roman Reigns, and cut a great promo saying he wants to be a fighting champion. Okay. And he says that I'm going to defend my title tonight against a man who deserves the opportunity, the man who won this title at this in this very arena 2 years ago. We're talking about the first ever Universal Champion, Finn Balor. Finn Balor says, "Okay." Finn Balor would then come out and say, "Okay, I accept your challenge." Constable Baron Corbin, you know, whining and complaining about what happened last night at SummerSlam, losing to the Demon, and then basically tried to overrule the match. And but then that brought out General Manager Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle says, "Hey, I make the matches around here, so what we're gonna do? Hey Brooklyn, you want to see a Universal Championship match tonight? Hell yeah, we do." So we got it. He made it official. Main event: Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, Universal Championship. The first Universal title match on a Monday Night Raw in what, a year and a half, 2 years? That's what happens when you have a champion who only defended it 7 times in 504 days, Brock Lesnar. But it is what it is. So and then Kurt Angle says, "Hey Constable, you're not going anywhere because you're gonna have a match right now against Bobby Lashley." Ooh, oh boy. Winner of the match in I'm gonna try to get the time of the fall for you momentarily, but nonetheless, Walking Armageddon, Bobby Lashley picks up the win, and yeah, um, segment I would say maybe the second or third best segment of the night here. I mean, nobody should be surprised that the fans booed the hell out of Roman. Come on, WWE did a great job of manipulating the situation for one night during the SummerSlam main event, but it changes nothing long term. And that flat reaction to Lashley was telling. Monday Night Raw needs strong heels, and of course, as we learned from his days in TNA, he's more effective in that role as a baby. He's more effective in that role than he is as a babyface. But Bobby Lashley won the match, 13 minutes 20 seconds. Bullock and I had our Raw chat this evening, and we agreed that this was a 2.5 to 3 star match. I mean, this was a solid match. I could probably say maybe second or third best fight of the night here. I mean, I know the crowd was poo pooing all over it. You know, we heard chants of boring, but you know, it is what it is. But Lashley got the win, so really all there is to say about it. So solid way to start off what was a very good Monday Night Raw this evening. So MF, I mean, first time in nearly 2 years, a Universal Championship match on Monday Night Raw. Do you believe it?
No, it was a good start. First off, Roman Reigns looked pretty good. I'm glad he gave the opportunity to Finn Balor. Balor deserves the opportunity, the shot. Then after that, yeah, absolutely. This was unbelievable. It was awesome to see. Then the Lashley fight. All right, I'll give you the 2.5 stars. I'll see you there. Really nothing to write home about. I'm sorry. As much as I was a big fan of Bobby Lashley, I think his run in WWE has been nothing but a failure. I'm not gonna. I could blame it on the writers more than anything else. Not Lashley's fault. They kind of watered down his move set too, which is not a good thing either. So it is what it is. 2.5 stars. Michael Bullock, it's all yours.
Yeah, the segment, I do agree. I mean, it was a really good segment to start off this edition of Raw. I mean, Roman talking about how he made a promise and it came true, and he wants to be a fighting champion, and he gave the opportunity to Finn Balor, but Constable Corbin said, no, 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 that's not going to happen. I mean, Finn Balor was a no-show because you sent the demon, so instead it's going to be me, the Constable, against Finn Balor, the man, tonight. But Kurt Angle stepped in and said, no, I make the matches, and I'm giving the fans what they want. Roman Reigns, Finn Balor for the Universal title tonight. And Corbin, you ain't going anywhere because you're going to be facing Bobby Lashley. As far as the match goes, I'll give it about 2.5 to 3 stars. Good match, good way to start off the matches portion of the show. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say. So let's just move on.
Okay, a couple of interesting backstage segments here. One backstage segment featured General Manager Kurt Angle interrupted by Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman saying Brock Lesnar would like to invoke his rematch clause, his contractually obligated rematch clause for the Universal Championship. And Kurt Angle said, "Forget about it. Hell no, not happening." And then from there, it was also announced that at the All Women's Pay Per View Evolution, Alexa Bliss is going to go one on one with the Hall of Famer, Trish Stratus. Whoa. Ho, 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 ho. Fellas, a quick thought, a quick rapid fire thought on that.
It was expected. It was announced accidentally by the Barclays Center. They leaked it out, but this is massive. What a big fight! You know, they compare Alexa Bliss to Trish Stratus. It's gonna be an epic fight. Stratus faction versus the Goddess, 1-on-1. It is gonna be a happening, to say the very least.
Bullet, quick thought.
Yeah, this is going to be a good match here. I mean, I think the Goddess is going to get a little Stratusfaction, if you know what I mean, or she's going to get taken to school by Trish Stratus. But either way, this is something I'm really going to look forward to, and I'm interested to hear what more matches could be down the line for Evolution.
Yeah, we'll find out. But it has been confirmed Alexa Bliss will face Trish Stratus at WWE Evolution. Unbelievable. You know I personally will have a vested interest in that one. And then from there, and then we had a 6-woman tag team matchup. Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Ember Moon against the Riot Squad. Riot Squad pick up the win 10 minutes and 15 seconds. And MF, I mean, big win for the Riot Squad here.
Without a doubt, the Riot Squad definitely needs to get some momentum back. Sasha and Bailey, and Ember Moon, they did good. I mean, they nice performance. I could just give this another 2.5 stars. This was a solid fight, well done by everybody. But the Riot Squad needs this victory. As a matter of fact, the one who needed it more than anybody else was Ruby Riot. Ruby's just getting back from injury. She's trying to get her feet wet again, is the way I say it, and she looked really good in this match. So did Liv Morgan. So did oh man, I'm drawing a blank, man. So, well, the members of the Riot Squad. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to, it's been a long night for me, work and now this. So, solid fight, good match, 2.5 stars. Bullet, go.
Yeah, I'll give this about a 2.5 star match. I mean, I thought it was a good 6-woman tag team match, and basically, yeah, the Riot Squad reigned supreme again over the Boss and Hug Connection and Ember Moon. So, yeah, there's really nothing more that needs to be said. Florio, what's yours?
Another 2.5 to 3 stars. I mean, that's what Bullock and I agreed on when we had our Raw chat. I mean, solid match, nice win for the Riot Squad. That finishing kick, the Riot kick, I mean, just looked fantastic. The only downside is, I mean, this is one of the problems of Monday Night Raw, repetitiveness. I mean, we've seen a combination of these 6, at least one form of combination each and every week. I just wish this feud was going somewhere and that it served more of a purpose beyond just, being filler. But this was good filler, though. That's all I can say on that. So another 2.5 to 3 stars. Okay. Spoiler alert. This next segment is the segment of the night. I know all 3 of us are going to agree on this. And I know a certain cerebral viper was enjoying this segment here. His idol, the Game, the King of Kings, Triple H, COO, comes out. He puts over the yet another successful NXT takeover. We'll definitely elaborate a great deal more on that tomorrow night in the Mikey's Mindset on Cerebral Smack Talk. But not only did he put over NXT and the whole thing, but of course, as you all know, in case you've all been living under a rock, WWE Super Showdown, Saturday night, October the 6th from Melbourne, Australia. One final time, Triple H versus The Undertaker. This is a buddy bowl. Michael Fletcher for Triple H. And of course, you all know Michael Bullock's undying love for The Undertaker. Bullock, I mean, you lead off here, but I know all 3 of us are going to be in agreement on this. Without a doubt, the segment of the night. Am I correct on this?
Oh, you're right. This was indeed the segment of the night. I mean, Triple H. I mean, what can you say? I mean, he thanked everyone in New Jersey for a successful weekend with the TakeOver Brooklyn 4, last night's SummerSlam, and of course tonight's Raw, and of course we still got one more night tomorrow night with SmackDown Live at the Barclays, and then he went on to hype his big match with The Undertaker. I mean, talking about how originally, I mean, when the last time these two met was at WrestleMania, end of an era, and that's what we all thought it was, the end of an era, that moment with Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and The Undertaker standing on that stage. And basically, since then, Shawn Michaels was gone. Basically, The Undertaker leaving his hat and gloves in the middle of the ring. The streak died, and Triple H put on the suit, and WWE said, how would you like to suit up again against The Undertaker? And he said yes. Well, originally he said no. Well, because of that. And he said, you know what? We're bringing back the era one more time. I'm putting on the boots. Taker, I hope you put the gloves and hat back on, which I'm pretty sure he will. And one more time, I cannot wait. And Fletch, I hope your man, Triple H, is ready. Because he's going to take a walk on the dark side with The Undertaker. I can't wait for this. October 6th, cannot get here fast enough. Nothing more to say. Floria, what's yours?
I got to make a slight correction. Third best fight of the night was the Corbin and Lashley. The fourth best fight was the women's fight. The top two are coming up, but without a doubt, this was the segment of the night. I mean, this was a vintage Triple H promo. I mean, the live crowd in Brooklyn, they were eating into his words. I mean, you know, they were into it, man. I mean, when that man speaks, you listen, folks, and that crowd in Brooklyn, they listened. A very strong promo from the game. I mean, wow, just amazing. You know, the only thing about this event, you know, it kind of has a feel of a Greatest Royal Rumble, you know? I mean, we all remember that event a few months back. I mean, great, but nonetheless, man, I mean, great promo from the game to sell and set up the match. That's how you sell it. I mean, I know we're still several weeks away from it, but they're going to book for this event in Australia. But one thing I do know, when it comes to this match, no two people are going to have a more vested interest in this match than Michael Bullock and MF. This is Buddy Bull one more time. So I don't know if there's anything else I can add to this, except I'm just going to give it to, of course, the biggest Triple H fan out of all of us, MF. I mean, come on, admit it. You were getting those J-Lo goosies a la American Idol watching your man cut one of his vintage promos. I mean, it probably felt like the days of, you know, Evolution and all that.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, this is as good as it got. Triple H laying out the groundwork, which is something that's very rare because, remember, there wasn't really much hype about the Greatest Royal Rumble. There was, you know, they were talking about it, but there was never ever promos or anything leading to the fight. To have Triple H there, which was a major shocker, but then for him to cut that promo and talk about, you know, the success of NXT, we'll get into that tomorrow night, and just the WWE as a whole and how great it was, even a very good SummerSlam. Actually, one guy from Cultaholic, which is a fellow YouTube show, calling it one of the best SummerSlams in the last 10 years. Now, you know, you got some people who have been praising it, saying that, you know, it was a very good show. We gave it about a 7.5 out of 10. So we definitely gave it a very good grade for the event. And now he's looking towards Melbourne, Australia, and his fight with The Undertaker for the last time. And, you know, from all the battles and all the wars and everything else, and how, you know, Taker has always beaten Triple H in the big marquee fights, WrestleMania 17, WrestleMania 27, WrestleMania 28 in the Hell in a Cell, which was, you know, it was going to be the end of an era. And now here we are one more time for the last time, Triple H versus The Undertaker in Melbourne. You know, the biggest guy and the biggest, you know, you can call him the Phenom, Red Devil, Big Evil, whatever you want to call him, Lord of Darkness, everything else. He's had Triple H's number every time where there's a big marquee fight. The Undertaker has beaten Triple H. And this is really Triple H's last chance more than anything else. And, he did, have a big marquee fight with John Cena at the greatest Royal Rumble ever in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and Cena won that fight. I'm pretty sure Triple H is ready and more than willing to go toe-to-toe with the dead man one more time. And you're going to see the classic moments of that fight, man. I mean, it's going to be a war. It's going to be a battle. And now the question is, can Triple H figure out the puzzle known as The Undertaker? Can he survive and defeat the biggest guy that he has yet to beat in his career? Obviously you have the moments on Raw, SmackDown where he's gotten the advantage, but again, we're talking a bigger stage. We're talking a stadium that is gonna be almost WrestleMania like is this event. So we'll see. Nothing more to say. Florio, go.
Yes, indeed. And now we move on to one of the big matches of the night. The first match on Monday Night Raw in just about 8 months. The Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose, accompanied by the new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins, taking on the former champion Dolph Ziggler with Drew McIntyre in his corner. Winner of the match, 9 minutes and 45 seconds. Dean Ambrose wins the match. Dirty deeds. I could swear MF was having flashbacks to SummerSlam 2 years ago, back when Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler were on SmackDown Live battling for their top prize, what was then known as the WWE World Championship. And just like that night 2 years ago, the Lunatic Fringe does it again. 3 to 3.25 stars. The only downside is it was just a smidgen too short for my liking, but other than that, second best fight of the night. Good fight. Played into the angle with all four men. Nice to see Ambrose change up his game in his return match. It felt fresh. It was fun overall. And really nothing more to say. Nice win for the Lunatics. So welcome back. So 3.25 stars. Definitely second best fight of the night. MF, I mean, come on, admit it. You were having flashbacks to SummerSlam 2 years ago when you saw these two on SmackDown Live for the WWE World Championship.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about it. This was a great match. This was a great battle. 3.25 stars is my rating for it. But at the end of the day, Ambrose gets the big win. So no, well done, Dean Ambrose. Good win. Really nothing more to say at that point. So Anthony, Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, I'll give it about 3.25 stars as well. I mean, this was the second best fight of the night. I mean, Ambrose, I thought he looked really good in his first official in-ring action back since late last year, and that was when we were there. We were there when he got hurt in that 6-man tag team match, but I thought he looked really good, and yeah, it was a little too short, but in that time, I thought both guys really delivered, and there's really nothing more that needs to be said. 3 to 3.25 stars, second best fight of the night. Nothing more to say. Florio, it's yours.
Of course, what's ridiculously raw without cutouts, and we had back-to-back cutouts here. Elias, doing another one of his songs, and he gets interrupted by, of all people, Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins interrupts. It leads to a match. Of course, Elias wins in 1 minute and 35. Dud. Worst fight of the night. Kurt Hawkins now drops to 0-219. And then we had another cutout. Authors of Pain against Titus Worldwide. Authors of Pain win the match. 4 minutes, 50 seconds. 1-star fight. Nothing of them. It was a nothing match. A feud that will never end. Nobody cared. And I don't know. We'll just wait and see on that. But now we're back into the relevant stuff here. The first appearance of the new Raw Women's Champion, the Rowdy One, Ronda Rousey. Of course, we had all of the women of the Raw roster surrounding the ring, and even the Bella Twins were there. Even though I don't recall either one of them being officially Monday Night Raw, officially on the Monday Night Raw roster, because they're part time and all that. But we had another surprise. The commissioner, a rare appearance from Stephanie McMahon, and she cut one of her vintage heel authority promos, and then Ronda Rousey comes out and Ronda praises the women. She said, "Stand up. This is your moment. Stand up on the apron." And then she put over Natalya. She put over Sasha and Bayley, and then Stephanie compared her to Brock Lesnar, and Rousey says, "I'm not Brock Lesnar. I'm going to be a fighting champion." And then Rousey says, "I'm not here to break their arms. Only the ones that deserve it." And then shades of WrestleMania and Raw the night after, Ronda Rousey broke Stephanie McMahon's arm again. MF, that rowdy Ronda Rousey, she's out of control again.
Yeah, she was out of control again, but she's gonna have to watch herself now, because it's one thing when you're just a competitor. Now you're a champion. The bullseye gets the target, and that bullseye gets a little bigger now. And, yes, you want to be a strong and unbelievable champion, but at the end of the day, I don't know how this is going to play out. As far as the Bella Twins goes, Anthony, they're free agents. So they're actually free to roam between Raw and SmackDown. I know Nikki at the time was a SmackDown talent. Brie was retired, so she actually was not a part of the draft. Nikki was SmackDown, but now she is a free agent, so she can roam between Raw and SmackDown as she sees fits. Now, as far as with the Ronda Rousey situation, great promo. Nice that she put over the talent that she did. And, we'll wait and see what happens. As far as the Stephanie McMahon goes, that might be a big situation now, because, like I said, now you're going to see a lot of people probably lining up to get an opportunity. Stephanie is going to want revenge, and she's going to throw the gauntlet at Ronda Rousey. So, Ronda, get ready, sweetheart. It's one thing to win the title, but to keep the championship, this is going to become the toughest thing you're ever going to have to do in your career, because night in and night out, every opportunity, every Monday Night Raw, every pay-per-view, the target is going to be on your back. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, this was definitely a great promo. I mean, Stephanie McMahon, of course, being that authority heel figure, and then Ronda Rousey, like you said, comes out, puts over the women like Natalya, like Bayley and Sasha, and then she basically said, "You know what? I'm not here to break arms or break their arms. I'm only here to break arms of those that I don't like." And we know she doesn't like Stephanie McMahon. So, once again, Stephanie McMahon gets her arm broken. And all I can say is, couldn't have happened to a nicer person. That's what you get for being an authority heel figure, you little witch. I think she's going to be ready for that challenge of whoever is going to be thrown at her. So, nothing more to say. Florio, it's yours.
Yeah, another great segment here. I mean, the crowd was behind Ronda, like they were last night. Ronda had him in the palm of their hands, just like Triple H had him in the palm of their hands earlier. But man, I mean, a nice moment with the women there, and Yep, shades of WrestleMania the night after. Stephanie's arm gets broken again, and yeah, you got to believe it's going to be personal now. And Stephanie and/or Constable Corbin, don't be surprised if they decide to throw the book at Ronda Rousey, make her literally run the gauntlet. You know, have her defend the title. Week in and week out, month in and month out. One thing is for sure, Ronda Rousey will be the Raw Women's Champion going into the Evolution pay-per-view. There's no doubt about that. We just don't know who she's going to face. My gut's saying it's going to be Natalya. Or then again, it could be Nikki Bella or it could be somebody else. We don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. MF?
Well, I was going to say the rumors going around is that it's probably going to be Nikki Bella. Recently, there's been a couple of articles, and I think there was a leak going around saying that Ronda Rousey was going to fight Nikki Bella. Now, there was no mention of the Raw Women's title, though. So I don't know if that is still the case, but that was the rumor that I heard.
Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, you mentioned that last night on our SummerSlam recap show, but nonetheless, we'll just wait and see what happens. So now let's move on. Another round of back-to-back cutouts here. The B team and the Revival. You remember last night, the SummerSlam kickoff show, the B team successfully defended the Raw Tag Team Championship against the Revival. The members, we had back-to-back singles matches, individual matches. First match, we had Bo Dallas against Scott Dawson. Scott Dawson won the match, 2 minutes, 25 seconds. No rating to a dud, of course. It was a match that happened. At least the right guy won, even though nobody cared, as, the crowd, was doing the wave. And then we had Curtis Axel against Dash Wilder, and Dash Wilder won the match, 2 minutes, 12 seconds. Another no rating to a dud, but I think the Revival just earned themselves another opportunity at the Raw Tag Team Championship. I mean, both Dawson and Wilder picking up victories over the champions in individual matches. Oh, yeah, they're definitely going to get another shot at it, without a doubt. All right, gentlemen, main event time. First time in nearly 2 years, a Universal Championship match on Monday Night Raw. The new champion in his first title defense, the big dog, Roman Reigns, defending the title against challenger and inaugural Universal Champion, Finn Balor. When all was said and done, winner of the match, 19 minutes and 50 seconds, nearly 20 minutes, and still the Universal Champion, the big dog, Roman Reigns. I don't remember who's supposed to lead off on the main event here. I lost my head.
I think I do.
Oh, but I thought it was you, Bullock. All right.
Yeah, because Fletch led off on the.
Oh yeah, on the Rousey segment, right? All right, Michael Bullock. I mean, wow, you get to lead off on not just the main event, but without a doubt, the fight of the night. What a Universal Championship match, man alive. I mean, man, did we have fun with this as we ended our Raw chat tonight.
Man, I mean, this was no doubt this was the fight of the night. I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. I mean, this was just unreal. I mean, this was an awesome match here. I mean, both guys really laid it on the line, and we got to see my favorite move, Florio, the Tope con Hilo. That's what we got here, and
yeah, buddy.
Yeah, and I mean, and just as the match was progressing on, who showed up? Roar! The monster among men, Braun Strowman, and just when it looked like Finn Balor was gonna hit the coup de grace, he misses. Roman gets the spear. 1, 2, 3. He's still the champ, but Strowman nails Reigns with a boot. He says he's going to cash in the Money in the Bank, but just before a bell could ring, you heard that famous famous entry.
Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
That's right, folks. The Shield. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, in their Shield gear, surrounding the Monster Among Men, and looked like the Monster Among Men was somehow going to get out of this, but a spear by Roman Reigns, and then a Shield triple power bomb. So, release the Hounds, boys. The Hounds of Justice are back together. Oh my gosh, what does this mean? If they're back together again, Roman's going to be a champ for a while. So get used to that, folks. So this was a great way to close out this good edition of Monday Night Raw. But yeah. But enjoy this show, because next week, it's going to be a totally different story. Flory, what's yours?
Unfortunately, that is sad but true, Michael Bullock. You're absolutely right about that. When we heard the announcement of the reason why that Monday Night Raw is going to be a clunk next week, of course, as we say, no joy in Mudville. But before we get into that nonsense, without a doubt, this was the fight of the night. 4.25 to 4.5 stars. Wow, what a match. Shakespearean drama at its finest. Great main event. Balor and Reigns work really well together. And they play off of their size and stylistic differences very well. And on top of that, they had a hot crowd that was really digging it and buying into what they were selling. Wow. We've been waiting for a while to have that main event that made us say wow. And tonight we finally got that main event. And for the first time in a very long time, maybe ever, this match tonight actually made the Universal Championship, I can't believe I'm saying this, actually felt prestigious. It actually, it showed you how bad these two wanted it, how bad Roman wanted to keep it, and how bad Finn wanted to regain the title he never lost. So, man, what a match. We knew going in, once Kurt Angle made the match, we knew this was going to be the fight of the night, and boy, howdy, they delivered. Another 5 or 10 minutes, we would have been talking 5-star classic. But 4.25, 4.5, that's the best we can give this. Without a doubt, the fight of the night. And this ranks up there as definitely one of the best Universal Championship matches in the short history of the Universal Championship. The greatest one we all know. Well, the two greatest were both Fatal 4-Way matches. The one that Kevin Owens won, thanks to Triple H. And, of course, the one at SummerSlam last year. Both of those were near 5-star classics. So, for the first time in a long time, I can honestly say the Universal Championship, for once, at least on this night, actually felt meaningful. About damn time. Let's keep it that way. Nothing more to say here. MF. Wow.
Great main event. 4.5 stars. I agree with everything you guys have said. This could have been an epic night. This could have been one of the greatest, Universal title fights. But, it proved to be a good fight because it was proved to be a good battle. They showed everything that they had. They gave everything they had. They had the opportunities that were there, and it was a great match, great title fight. Then Braun Strowman with the Money in the Bank looked like he was definitely going to cash in. We're thinking this could be it. And then the Shield. Oh, my God. There was even a moment where I thought, could it be possible that they could turn on Roman and maybe go and align themselves with Braun Strowman? Because you never know. But no, it didn't. The Shield was completely together, completely unified, and now Braun Strowman's road is gotten a lot more tougher to get to the Universal title. The chase is now even more tougher for him because now he's got to deal with the numbers game. 3-on-1. I don't know how this is going to play out. It was definitely incredible. This was awesome. the whole way to end Monday Night Raw was absolutely amazing. Great show, Barclays, but starting next week and for however long this is going to be,
Ugh.
I'm not looking forward to it at all. This could be this. Yeah. What, go ahead, Floyo. You could shine the light on it now.
Yeah, we have to address the elephant in the room. But before I get into that, I mean, I was so overwhelmed by how great the main event was. I forgot to chime in with my thoughts on the Shield reuniting. Another surprise. None of us saw that coming. I mean, we knew maybe a Shield reunion was imminent, but we didn't think it was going to come this soon. I mean, wow. And as long as Roman Reigns has Ambrose and Rollins watching his back, he ain't going to be losing that Universal Championship anytime soon. I don't know if he's going to hold it for 504 days like Brock Lesnar did, but if he does, hopefully he'll defend it a lot more than the 7 times that Brock Lesnar defended it. Yes, I counted. He only defended it 7 times in those 504 days. I think Roman will probably defend it like 7 times within like a month or two. So he's definitely going to be a much more fighting champion than Lesnar ever was. So epic ending to an epic night. But unfortunately, yes, we do have to address the elephant in the room. There was a backstage segment shortly before the main event. Stephanie McMahon was being tended to. She was with Alexa Bliss and the Constable Baron Corbin, with the trainer. And then Kurt Angle came in and Stephanie and Constable Corbin chewed him out about Kurt Angle not being out there for that Rousey segment. And Stephanie said, I think you need a vacation. I think the job is getting to you. You've been GM for a year and a half now. So I'm sending you on a vacation, not a permanent vacation. You're still the general manager of Raw. That's the good news. But the bad news is, effective next week. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. The Constable Baron Corbin is going to serve as acting general manager of Monday Night Raw. Toronto, brace yourselves, and may God have mercy on all your souls.
No, 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 no.
No, no.
Get the you know what out with that nonsense.
This has authority shenanigans written all over it.
And cutouts.
You know this is gonna be basically everybody who is against Constable Baron Corbin. You better watch your backs because next week is gonna be such a rough week for you. Finn Balor, brother, I feel so sorry for you, man, because next week you're gonna be in some big time trouble.
He's gonna get buried.
Braun Strowman, I don't know about Strowman. I think Strowman might be in trouble. I don't know for sure.
The big dog, Roman Reigns.
Well, I don't know because I think
Well, because remember earlier in the night he was saying, "Don't worry, Finn Balor. They're not booing you. They're booing you, Baron Corbin. You dumbass."
Yeah, but here's the thing: is the Shield heel? Are they heels because of what happened tonight? You don't know because would they be protecting Reigns for being Universal Champion? Ronda's in deep trouble. So, I mean, we're just going to have to get Toronto. It's going to be a very interesting show.
Bizarro World.
And it's Bizarro World, too. So, anything can happen. Go ahead, Florio. Go ahead.
But it's not gonna be good.
Let's move on.
Yes. Let's move on indeed. We could be looking at those 0 to 4 out of 10s that Monday Night Raw they're pulling in recently. Tonight's show was anything but that. So I'm gonna get the ball rolling here for this show. Just about like SummerSlam. Like maybe a 7, maybe 7.5. I mean, main event was epic. Ambrose and Ziggler very good. Corbin and Lashley, solid match. The 6-woman tag, solid match. We had 4 solid to quality matches on this show. 3 quality segments: the Rousey segment, the opening segment, and of course that great promo by Triple H. The crowd was into it. I mean, you got to factor that in. I know I'm probably overscoring it, but this was just as good as last night's SummerSlam. Yes, we had cutouts. We had 4 cutouts, but thankfully they kept them short and painless. So, I mean, the Triple H segment, the Ambrose Rollins, McIntyre segment, Ziggler segment really delivering. Main event and post-match angle, absolutely great. And main event was just a great back and forth match. And the Shield reunion, it got over big. The fans were robbed of the last one due to Ambrose's injury. And the reason it worked here is because none of us saw it coming. No teases. And when you think about it, it makes sense. The Shield initially formed because they wanted to stop injustice. And here Braun went back on his word and was going to cash in on a vulnerable champion, which he said he wouldn't do. The band got back together to save their friend, and it resulted in a great segment. Raw still has its issues, but the main event and the post-match angle, at least from that perspective, got me. That's the only thing I'm really excited about, to see where this thing goes with the Shield and Strowman. So, yes, next week's show is probably going to be a lot lower than tonight, but at least for this night, my fellow Raw fans, we put on a damn good show. Let's drink it in, man. That's all I can say on that. So, but I know we're going to have our work cut out for us, because I'm sure all of you know, and of course MF knows, a loaded SmackDown Live tomorrow night. Paige made sure of that. I mean, Randy Orton against Jeff Hardy. New Day get a rematch against the Bludgeon Brothers. No DQ for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. An interview with WWE Champion AJ Styles. And last but not least, in the immortal words of Ricky Ricardo, Becky Lynch, you got some explaining to do. That's all there is to say on that. So 7.5, but don't be surprised if SmackDown delivers a damn good show, especially that tag team title fight. That's going to be epic. All right, MF, I know you're probably chomping at the bits here.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. This was a good show. Very good Monday Night Raw. I definitely liked it better than anything we've had in the past, and this was deserving. You guys deserved a good night. You guys deserved a good event because of everything that has happened in the past. Of course, we're not very optimistic about next week because of the fact of what it could be, but at the end of the day, it was good. It was solid. Barclays was amazing, and yeah, of course, what could happen next week, in Toronto, who knows? Of course, SmackDown definitely got their work cut out for them, but I think that they'll be just fine. You basically ran down everything that's going down tomorrow night, so I'm very optimistic. Nothing more to say. 7 out of 10 for me. Bullet, go.
Yeah, 7 to 7.5 out of 10. I mean, I agree with everything regarding tonight's show. I mean, Brooklyn deserved a good show. I mean, especially. I mean, it's been one heck of a weekend, but enjoy Raw this week, folks, because next week, with the Constable, Baron Corbin as the acting general manager, I smell somewhere between a 0 to 4 out of 10. That's just how I feel. I mean, gosh, imagine if Dee Dee Woodson was with us, and after hearing about Constable Baron Corbin as the acting general manager, she'd probably lose her freaking mind, and rightfully so. So, enjoy Raw tonight, folks, because next week, not going to be good. Florio, it's time for your Tony Steak.
Yes, indeed. And one last thing to say before we park it, and that is Baron Corbin as acting general manager of Monday Night Raw. I'm gonna put some butts in the seats. Yeah, right.
The toilet seats. Heyo.
Heyo.
Oh, and one more thing. Constable Baron Corbin as the acting general manager of Raw. That's not a good thing. That's a bad thing.
Without a doubt. Let's get to the Tony's Take here real quick. 205 Live. It was the go-home show for SummerSlam. Lio Rush against Akira Tozawa. Lio Rush wins in about 8 minutes. Good back-and-forth opening match with Lio being taken into deeper waters, but overcoming in the end, going 2-0 against the former Cruiserweight champion and 5-0 overall on 205 Live. 3-star match. Hideo Itami in a squash match in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And then the main event, non-title match, Cruiserweight champion Cedric Alexander against the gentleman Jack Gallagher. Cedric Alexander wins the match, 14 minutes, 4 seconds, 3.5 stars. Very good main event. Nice to see Gallagher get some time to shine. While a very good match, I loved it. It was great. The goal of Gulak and his stable was to attack the primary target and focusing on weakening one key point. Obviously, and that's what they did. Alexander was the target, and Gulak used Kendrick and Gallagher over the past few weeks to attack and hopefully weaken the neck of Alexander enough so that if he gets the chance to lock in the Gulak at SummerSlam, he can win the title, which obviously did not happen. But 7.5 out of 10. Another good, strong, and focused episode of 205 Live. Lio Rush and Hideo Itami, they continue to gain momentum. Set up a couple of matches for next week that have a lot of build behind them. And they did a great job of setting up the SummerSlam bout. And it was announced that next week, Tony Nese tomorrow night rather, Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy will take on the Lucha House Party Tornado Tag Match. Gentlemen, do you remember what happened when we went to Providence? Didn't we see a Tornado Tag Match?
Oh, yeah, I remember. 5 stars.
Hideo Itami and Akira Tozawa against the Lucha House Party. Get ready. We're going to see the Lucha House Party, but this time against Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy. Tornado Tag. Oh, that's got classic written all over it. And we're also going to get to see Noam Dar against TJP. And of course, as you all know, SummerSlam, Cedric Alexander successfully defended the Cruiserweight Championship against Drew Gulak in a solid but not overly spectacular match, which is a damn shame. I was really hoping for something really good, but even though it was the best of the kickoff show fights. So we'll just park it there. Impact Wrestling now. We'll get into that, and then we'll call it a night here. And then MF will set the table for Cerebral Smack Talk in a moment. So let's see what we have here. First fight of the night, Sami Callihan against Phoenix. Phoenix wins the match 18 minutes, 27 seconds. Far and away the fight of the night, 3 3/4 to 4 stars. Very good and fun match to start the show. It continues the feud between OVE and the Lucha Brothers. Further Sammy's descent into madness. It was a hell of a way to start the show. Johnny Impact against Jimmy Jacobs. Johnny Impact wins by disqualification in 1 minute and 5 seconds. Overall solid angle to continue the established feud. I still have no desire to see it, but I can appreciate the continuity. Scarlett Bordeaux Smoke Show. I'm not even going to get into that because that was garbage. KM and Falaba, please give me a break. Austin Aries introducing Killer Cross as his insurance policy. Segment of the night. Well done. That's all I can say there. Joe Hendry, Eli Drake. Eli Drake wins the match 4 minutes, 22 seconds. 1.5 stars. Not a good fight. It was off most of the way. And Drake being associated with Henry, Katarina, and Grado feels like a waste of his talent. And I'm not sold on Cult of Lee being associated with Drake either, just yet. And then Ali against Su Yung in a non-title match. Ali won it 5 minutes, 40 seconds via disqualification. Tessa Blanchard got involved. 2 stars. It was okay, but it did a good job of setting up a likely triple threat for the title down the road. And then a non-title street fight, LAX and the OGs. This is like one of those Lucha Underground segments, if you will. Good and fun closing segment. I enjoyed that it wasn't just another fight. I like these change of pace segments, and the ending leaves things open as the OGs were not exactly killed off, and we never saw King officially get killed off either. So 6.25 out of 10. Solid show with a strong opening match and a good angle to close it. The middle was mixed results, some angle advancement, which is good, but much of the wrestling came off as flat and uninspired. But I'm really looking forward to the big match, the big main event that's coming up. And we're going to address that elephant really quick. And I cannot wait for this. Let me see here. All right, I just want to quickly find it. Okay. Eddie Edwards got the promo. He'll be interrupted by Austin Aries and Killer Cross. Matt Sydal against some guy named Zachary Wentz. Kiera Hogan against Alicia Edwards. Brandon Tidwell and Mr. Atlantis against the Cult of Lee. KM and Falaba against the Desi Hit Squad. And in the main event of the evening, now this is a match that I know MF's going to really have a vested interest in. MF, you thought the match at Slammiversary between Sami Callihan and Pentagon was maybe their fight of the year. How do you feel about these two going at it in a Mexican death match on Thursday night? I know you're going to be all over that. So that all goes down Thursday night, 8 Eastern, Pop Television. Check your local listings for the time and channel in your area. And that's pretty much it, guys. Ridiculously Raw, just about in the books. We have one more order of business, and we're going to bring MF in. MF, come on in, set the table. But what I know is going to be a great Cerebral Smack Talk tomorrow night.
Cerebral Smack Talk tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern. First off, we got, of course, SmackDown Live. Once again, for the final time at the Barclays, the fourth night. Of course, we'll also have our review of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. I also have the RWA commemoration that went down on Saturday night. And there might be some other things I might add. Of course, Lucha Underground. I forgot, we always can never forget about Lucha Underground. So we'll get that in as well. 10 p.m. Eastern, immediately following SmackDown Live, we go live on Braves Fan 95. Have a good night, everybody. Anthony, take it home.
All right, we'll do, MF. That's good to hear. Immediately following SmackDown Live tomorrow night, Cerebral Smack Talk, and then, of course, Friday night, I guess we can call it the season finale of Strictly Sports. I'll share the docket at the end of tomorrow night's show with MF, so because I know MF will have me do that, so I'll just park that there. And then, of course, next Monday night, Ridiculously Raw, as we continue on the road to Hell in a Cell. So, all right, that's it. So until tomorrow night for the Cerebral Smack Talk with MF on Brace 95, immediately following SmackDown Live, it's your ridiculously over good brother Anthony Florio here. For good old MF Michael Fletcher, for the Phenom Michael Bullock, in spirit, the Twisted Angel D.D. Woodson. Speedy recovery, my friend. That's all there is to it. On behalf of all three of us, we wish you a speedy recovery. Hopefully, we'll have you back with us tomorrow night for the Cerebral Smack Talk, or if not, we'll have you with us next week. So that's it. So until tomorrow night, you're watching Ridiculously Raw right here on the Zone 25 and YouTube.com. And remember, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. Everybody's been a part of this one. For now, Anthony Florio. So long. Bye, everybody. Bye.